the tropical rainforest, Earth's ancient green cathedrals. Here, time seems to stand still, yet life never sleeps. Every shaft of sunlight piercing the canopy is a precious energy source. Every dewdrop holds a world within itself. In this majestic silence, the most dramatic stories often unfold in the smallest of places, hidden from the naked eye. Look closely at the underside of this leaf. A tiny gem-like sphere, less than 2 millimeters across. It is not a pearl, but an egg of the Atlas Moth. It lies alone, fragile amidst the dangers of the jungle. Inside this delicate shell, a genetic code from millions of years ago is quietly at work, engineering a new life. It waits, through sun and rain, waiting for the perfect moment of warmth and humidity. That moment has arrived. The shell vibrates. The confinement within triggers a primal instinct. Escape. A crack appears, and then a breakthrough. Behold this tiny creature, wet, vulnerable, making his very first push into existence. Welcome to the world, Atlas. It is far vaster than you imagine, and far more unforgiving. Upon birth, Atlas has no time to rest or admire the view. He faces his first challenge, hunger. But nature is a thoughtful mother. The eggshell, rich in protein and calcium, serves as the perfect first meal. More than that, consuming the shell is a covert survival tactic. Shining white fragments on a green leaf would be a beacon for predators. Atlas must erase all evidence of his arrival. Now, with his belly temporarily settled, the real journey begins. To Atlas, this single leaf is an entire continent. He moves on clumsy prolegs, exploring the edge of his world. The wind blows, and the continent quakes. Atlas learns his first lesson: hold on tight or perish. He begins to gnaw at the leaf's edge. The sweet, fresh sap floods his system. This is the fuel that will power one of the most spectacular growth spurts in the natural world. Atlas eats and grows by the hour, but the rigid skin of an insect does not stretch. It becomes a prison, tight and suffocating around his expanding body. He stops eating. A silence falls. Beneath the old skin, a new one is forming. An itch, a pressure, and then the release. Atlas writhes out of his old self. A new body emerges, softer, larger, and ready. He has passed the first milestone, but this is merely the starting line of a race against death.
Monumental effort to shed the past. Now,
After the molt, the hunger returns, fiercer than before. Atlas transforms into a relentless biomachine. His razor-sharp mandibles work like garden shears, shredding through the toughest fibers. He must consume constantly. Why? Because his destiny is to become a giant. He is stockpiling energy for an entire lifetime, including a future where he will have no mouth to eat. But the rainforest is temperamental. The sky darkens. A sudden drop in pressure signals a coming fury. Here, tropical rain is far from poetic. To a creature as small as Atlas, raindrops strike with the force of water bombs. The branch is whipped violently. Atlas locks his prolegs onto the stem, bracing against the chaos. The water engulfs him, threatening to wash him down to the cold forest floor, where death awaits. Pure muscle power is now his only lifeline. The storm passes, leaving the forest drenched and glistening. Atlas has survived, and immediately he eats. With each molt, his appearance shifts. The smooth skin is gone, replaced by something alien. Spiny, fleshy tubercles sprout from his back, covered in a white, snowy powder. Now over 10 centimeters long and as thick as a human thumb, he is no longer a small worm. He is a true monster of the microcosm. but immense size makes him a visible target. Atlas relies on a secret weapon, invisibility. Watch how he freezes. The green of his skin melts into the chlorophyll of the leaves. His spines mimic the texture of the plant. Even a hungry gecko, hunting just inches away, is deceived. In this war for survival, sometimes the bravest act is to stand perfectly still and vanish in plain sight. The days of frenzied feeding are drawing to a close. Layers of fat have built up beneath his skin. His body is heavy. Movement becomes a labor. He spends more time resting, digesting, and converting energy. A strange stillness begins to creep into his mind, a quiet preparation for the great transformation to come. The jungle forgives no mistakes. A pair of cold, triangular eyes watches from the shadows. The mantis, the samurai of the insect world. With serrated forelegs, it waits patiently for an opening. A split second, a strike that tears the air. Atlas drops into a free fall by instinct. Gravity saves him from a fatal blow. He hangs from a lower branch, heart pounding, while the assassin stares blankly at the empty space where its prey used to be. Escaping the lone wolf, Atlas falls into the path of the swarm. Weaver ants, fearless warriors. A scout has discovered this massive stockpile of meat. Minutes later, an army arrives. Sharp jaws begin to tear at his flesh. Pain! Atlas thrashes violently. He is forced to deploy his ultimate chemical weapon, a noxious spray, rich in formic acid, blasted directly at the attackers. The message is clear. I am toxic. The ants retreat in panic. Atlas has cheated death once more. But the greatest threat comes from the sky. Sparrows, with eyes that see into the ultraviolet spectrum, can easily spot a plump caterpillar. As the shadow swoops down, Atlas performs his final magic trick. He recoils, inflating his thorax, his markings twisting into a grotesque shape. He looks less like a meal and more like a hardened dropping or toxic fungus. The bird tilts its head, confused. It decides not to risk a stomachache on such an unappetizing target. Yet, there are enemies that cannot be tricked. The parasitic wasp, a silent nightmare. She does not want to eat Atlas. She wants to turn him into a living incubator for her young. The wasp hovers, seeking to inject her eggs beneath his skin. If she succeeds, Atlas will be eaten alive from the inside out. He swings his body like a drunken dancer to fend off the Reaper. His thick skin and spiny armor serve as the final shield protecting his fragile life. Surviving 1,000 traps, Atlas now feels a shift within. His skin turns a darker, autumn gold hue. He spits out the last piece of leaf. The hunger is gone, replaced by a powerful compulsion, an invisible map guiding him to higher ground. The wandering phase has begun. He seeks a sanctuary for his earthly body to prepare for a magnificent resurrection. On a sheltered branch, Atlas begins his masterpiece. He spins threads of silk, stronger than steel of the same thickness. He skillfully folds a leaf around himself, weaving a cocoon, an impenetrable fortress. Darkness falls. Atlas seals himself away, cutting all ties with the outside world. Within the shell, the caterpillar dissolves, becoming a primordial soup of life, ready to be reconstructed. Time passes. The forest sheds its leaves. Cold winter winds blow through the canopy. The cocoon hangs there, swaying, silent as a dead leaf. But inside that stillness, a biological reactor is firing at full capacity. Cells are rearranging, wings are forming, senses are being sharpened. Weeks of waiting for one moment of glory. Full moon rises. A mysterious signal wakes the sleeper. The cocoon shudders. A tear appears. From the old husk, a strange creature emerges. Wet, crumpled, and weak. Atlas hangs upside down, pumping fluid into his wing veins. Witness the miracle. The wings unfurl slowly. Vast, proud, and magnificent. Intricate patterns reveal themselves. Earth-red tones, golden windows, and at the tips, the shape of a cobra's head. A final warning to the world. Atlas has successfully transformed. He is now the Atlas Moth, a giant of the night with a wingspan of 30 centimeters. But this beauty comes with a tragic price. Nature has taken his mouth to give him these wings. He cannot eat. He has only a few days to live on the energy stored from his past life. Wasting no time, he takes flight. His feathery antennae act as radar, tracking pheromones in the wind. He flies through the canopy, piercing the darkness to find love. And there she is, waiting. This sacred union is the sole purpose of his existence, the reason he fought to survive. Dawn breaks, bringing light, but signaling the end. His mate has flown off to sow the seeds of new life. Atlas remains, exhausted. His magnificent wings are tattered, their colors fading with the hours. He no longer has the strength to hold on. He falls, gently as a leaf. On the forest floor, Atlas closes his eyes. He accepts death not as a punishment, but as the completion of a glorious mission. His body will return to the soil, nourishing the very tree that sheltered him. But look up high. On the fresh green leaves, new eggs have been laid. A new generation of giants is about to begin its own perilous and magical journey. In this ancient forest, nothing truly dies. Life is an eternal cycle, glorious and everlasting.